Second topic for our The Duel. Ayan, magandang gabi ulit sa inyong lahat. Once again, I am Ishi. Kasama ko pa rin si Kuya Pao and si Kuya Ren. I don't know if I should say it.
Ah,
Pero,
pinag-isipan niya pa.
ayan.
Nakakarami na tong host natin.
Okay lang yan, okay lang yan. Pero yun nga, second topic natin. This is gonna be good. Are the DPC points too top heavy? Do you think na kapag nag-qualify na ba yung teams or mathematically qualified for team, dapat ba hindi na sila sumali? Or kasi parang ang hirap na para sa mga lowest points na teams para makahabol pa doon sa pointing system natin. Kuya Pao.
I think pagdating naman sa tanong, are the DPC points too top heavy? I think my problem with the DPC points right now is that, again, this is classic Valve. Classic Valve ulit. Pinagpracticean na naman nila yung competitive scene. And this is just the move of a game developer, right? Iterating is fine, diba? It's fine in software. The problem is that this is a livelihood thing. This is a sports integrity question. Are the DPC points too top heavy? If we take a look at what's going to happen with the way that the point system is broken down. For every point that Virtus Pro wins from this point forward, it's going to lower the amount of points everyone else needs in order to enter the top 8.
Yes.
Right? It's by literally every point they win from this point forward is wasted. Diba? Magiging, something like X minus 8. So yeah, for every X points that Virtus Pro win, the points requirement for the other teams is lowered down by X over 8. So it makes that weird yung situation na mangyayari. What happens now? Newbie is going to root for VP to win every event because that means na mas konti yung kailangan nilang gamitin. Saan ka nakakita ng ganung liga? Saan ka nakakita ng ganung circuit? Yeah. Okay, sana manalo yung Golden State Warriors ngayon ng mas marami pa para naman makapasok naman kami.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mahirap siya, right? So, mathematically, it's also weird. We have 10 events left. And now, VP can choose not to play any of that. We just came off of a segment where we said VP is the best in the world. There's a chance, this is probably not going to happen, right? But there's a chance that VP, the best team in the world, will not be seen for 10 events.
No, I think they're gonna play in all majors and skip the minors altogether.
Exactly, diba?
Yeah.
Pero, sabi ko, may chance lang, right? Because if they don't attend any event right now, they're still going to TI.
Yes.
Saan ka nakakita ng ganung sistema? Diba? Oh, I've won every event. I'm not going to go now. The best team in the world, fans will not see. It's a disservice to the integrity of the competitive system. It's a disservice to the fans who are watching.
Yeah.
And all of this is because the DPC points are a bit too top heavy. I don't think there was... I'm sure some calculations were put into place thinking, okay, how many points are we gonna give out per event, per tournament, ganito, ganyan. But I think it ended up giving out too much. Diba? I think it's too much because if a team wins, in VP's case, they won, yun nga, tatlong major, a minor, and placed high in all of the other 8. Diba? In the remaining 4. And that already qualified them for TI. 8 out of 22. 8 out of 22. We were supposed to have 22, diba? 11 majors and 11 minors. 8 out of 22 pasok na ng TI.
Kaya nga.
That's it's kind of weird. I think the DPC points are too top heavy right now. And it's creating a really strange situation across the circuit.
Yeah. To the point that the other teams wouldn't care about the top place anymore. Or kung sino man yung nakasecure na yun. Kasi as long as you secured enough points to make it to top 8, automatic invited ka na, di ba? What do you think about that, Kuya Ren? You think na masyadong...
Sige.
Okay. Ren,
Yes,
do you think...
there.
Do you think...
Yes, you were saying?
Okay. Do you think na too top heavy yung pointing system natin with DPC? Do you think or they should come up with a different system or do you think na hindi nila naisip na may isang team na magdo-dominate palagi on every tournament kaya ganito yung pointing system na ginawa nila?
You know, it is top heavy, but I think it is intended to be that way. But you have to remember in trial and method, you have to remember that Dota 2 is in beta.
It's in beta, yeah,
So-
I know.
so
It's
the-
2017, it's 2018.
So we're still trying things out now. But the thing is, you know, the more I think about the format, the more it grows on me. Let's say it's NBA. I think Toronto clinched a playoff spot with 50 wins. that's around, I think, 80% of the season is finished or something. Right now, we're at 47% of the points given, and VP has secured the slot already. That's why it's a topic na sobrang taas ng points ng VP ngayon individually na, let's say, theoretically, if any player from VP outside Roger decided to form a team, kunyari pwede pa with the invites, let's say, solo form a team with me, Pao, Ish, and Kuya Nick. We're gonna be top 4 in DPC with
That's
just
how
the,
bad it is.
with just the
Mhm.
points of solo. But the thing is, I think with it being top heavy, it really encourages the players and the teams to perform. Because you can see here na yung rankings natin that the most of the players have almost 2,400 points. Solo is a bit lower kasi absent siya ng isang minor noong December. But then, if you see the thing, with 2,200 ni Solo, that's enough to overtake Newbie already. But then, you see the top 8 teams. Here, the only team na nanalo ng major or minor na wala sa top 8 is OG. And I think it reflects naman. When you see OG play, when you see how they perform throughout the tournaments, it's fair na wala sila sa top 8. The thing is, these top 8 teams right now, if the current season is the basis, they are the best teams. And kung ngayon ng TI, I think I have to agree that these are the ones that we should invite, more or less. The thing is, also another issue that we have to take note is this format really helps or promotes the team to have a deep run in the events. Kasi walang points maliban sa top 4. I think for the major and minor, it's for more teams, it's another topic altogether. And if there's something that really worth arguing, it's ESL Genting, na minor having 16 teams super strong, tapos 300 points lang katumbas. But other than that, I think it's very fair. Tapos again, I think I'm confident to say na when all this is done, the top 8 teams in the DPC points, kahit sabihin mo top heavy, it's still the worthy teams to go to TI.
I mean, ako naniniwala naman ako na these are worthy teams, diba? Siguro, pag tinignan mo yung top 8, you can't really argue na there's a team here that shouldn't be here. Siguro, you could make an argument for the last few slots, 7 and 8 siguro, that other teams might be able to overtake them, and that's going to be dyan talaga tayo magkakatalo, especially as the circuit goes on. Pero I think once you say, and doon ako magdi-disagree with you, pag sinabi mo kasing it's fine right now dahil yung mga teams na nandyan sa taas deserve to be there. That's results-based thinking. That's results-based thinking na yan eh. Kasi syempre, okay, parang sinabi mong hindi siya mali dahil tama yung naging kinalabasan.
Oh.
Eh nagkataon yun eh. Diba? Nagkataon yun eh.
It's nagkataon because that's how they perform throughout.
Well, yes, pero if you take a look at it, diba?
Yes.
If the TPC points were not too top heavy, right? Sabihin natin the DPC points were scaled down. Mas mababa yung payout ng ibang ano. I agree with scaling it as the event nears TI, right?
Yeah, I agree as well.
Pero even that has a problem because let's take a look at it. If the DPC points weren't masyadong malaking magbigay in some events, right? Then it would be a more bitterly contested top 8. Because you need to make a deep run. Tama yan, I agree. You need to make a deep run to get points. Especially if the points were scarce. If konti yung points, tapos you need a deep run to get it, these teams will be fighting tooth and nail against each other palagi. And that's a more competitive system for me. Right? And that could still impact na yung top 8 natin ngayon would still be there. Right? So I think, pero in that situation, what that also does is hindi during Marso, meron na tayong team for TI. Kailan tayo nakarinig ng ganun in the history of the international? Na March pa lang, itong team na to pupunta na ng TI. We would have an idea that this team is such a dominating team. I think in the past, I mean, not even peak Alliance was that na parang Marso pa lang, Alliance is going to TI. Hindi eh. Di ba? Ngayon lang nangyari sa history natin ng laro na Marso pa lang, alam natin may pupunta na ng TI.
Difference before though is this is the first time as well na meron tayong concrete system.
And I agree.
That's why before, usually after Chinese New Year, doon natin yung mga nagka-start sila sa kanilang TI form. But prior to that, nandun yung mga roster change, nandun yung mga shuffles. So, before then, that's also another reason why hindi nagpe-perform as good yung mga teams ng maaga. Kasi nga, wala pa silang there's not really a lot of incentive to do so kumpara sa ngayon.
And that's what I'm saying though.
Yes.
Ngayon may incentive tayo. And
Yes.
I agree. Again, I think both of us will agree that having a point system is overall good. Because now there's an actual metric. Before, magugulat na lang tayo na ba't in-invite tong team na to? Diba? I think what happened with Team Malaysia, invited as the SEA representative before, raised some question with people. Diba? Bakit sila yung in-invite when I think Rave was the other contender for SEA at the time? Wala tayong points sa pagbabasihan eh. So it's good. Ang sa akin lang, again, if the points being given out weren't as much, we would still have teams competing hanggang ngayon. And right now, again, kudos to VP if they're going to go to all of the majors pa rin. Kudos to VP if hindi sila magkakalat. Right? But the system kind of incentivizes them to do that. They're free. They're fine now. Diba? Pwede silang magkalat ng gusto nila. They're still going to TI. So, yun yung ayoko sa sistema to. Again, I think it's results-based thinking to say na just because nandito ang VP, nandito ang Liquid, nandito ang Secret, Newbie, VG, 2 VGs, and Navi and Mineski, just because they're there, na it's working. I don't think so. I think we could do better.
We could do better, but it's not a matter of, again, this is their trial run. Tayo yung trial run nila.
Yun yung sinasabi ko eh. I'm tired of trial runs from Valve. I'm tired of trial runs, Valve. I mean, Artifacts coming out, I'm sure that's also going to be another trial run.
It's gonna be a trial run for sure.
Diba? It's
$1 million trial
$1 million trial run. And kudos to you, ang dami nyong pera, diba? Pero I care about competitive integrity. That's what I care about. I care about what the viewers are seeing. I would hate for it. And again, I know VP is not going to do this, but I hate it when a system incentivizes a team na magkalat or not try as hard. Sabi mo kanina, tama. Roster changes used to happen before, right? They would lock after Chinese New Year.
Most likely, yeah, surely.
Most likely. Isipin mo na lang ngayon, if we kept a system, or maybe we could do this next year, who knows? If they kept a system na mas konti yung points, and they had another roster period later on, siguro sometime around May, like they used to do before, right? Then the points and the manipulation of points actually makes more sense. The reason why they give out more points at the end of the year is so that if meron kayong bagong team or ngayon lang kayo nagsa-search, pwede pa kayong makahabol sa top 8. Pero ngayon parang dahil lock naman na rin yung rosters, no one's going to change rosters right now.
Yeah, but hindsight is 2020 though.
That's true.
We have to baka I know we can speculate na baka diyan na foresee na there's the team that's going to dominate this season because that's unprecedented more or less before in this manner. At the same time, this is a system kasi that is being used in CSGO as major minor system. At doon, teams actually choose tournaments where they go to. I think baka din na inasahan that teams would
Everyone's
actually
going
try
to
to
go,
join every single tournament, which caused a problem for them and for the teams then in the qualifiers na schedules are overlapping. When CSGO solved that, then namimili sila ng tournament sila. I'm not gonna join this. I'm gonna try on this one. Of course, there's gonna be tournaments na stronger. There's gonna be tournaments na weaker. Like kunyari the GSC Indonesia right now. I don't want to knock on the teams, but
It's a weaker field.
it's a weaker field compared to others. And I think it's the purpose of this system ngayon. It's taking effect there. Maybe for you it's for worse, but for me I think it actually helps the other teams to see who can climb there.
Again, I think the teams who are here are great. Diba? Ang sa akin lang, I just wish we had a better system. Ayokong tanggapin eh. Again, yes, hindsight is 2020. We're seeing it's not working. I wish that we had a better idea of it not working, given that we are dealing with a company that's had so much success and has a lot of access with these teams. A simple consultation with these teams, or not even a consultation, an actual focus group. Because I'm sure that Valve,
I'm sure they do though.
yeah. I mean, you and I both know when Valve communicates, it's on Valve's terms.
Yeah.
Diba? So
but
I'm
the
sure.
thing is, they have been changing the format of, let's say, TI every single year.
Yeah, but it's always in retrospect. Yun lang yung sinasabi ko. Ako para sa akin, yes. If the question is, pwede ba natin tanggapin ngayon? It's fine, yes. Next year, magiging better siya. I have no doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Diba?
I think
Pero right now, totoo eh. The DPC points are too top heavy right now.
Yeah.
So definitely, kung meron man kailangan i-change next year, lower the points. And other things.
Maybe not
obviously.
lower, maybe scale it. Kasi
Yeah, scale it,
the
yes.
minors is
Yeah.
very bad right now.
300 points.
Newbie was, KP was really pissed about winning ESL Genting. It was a super tough field, 16 teams for that amount
For
of
that
points na
points,
nakuha
yeah.
nila.
Diba? They took Liquid to a best of 5 set. And then yun na pala nila, 300 points. Good luck. Diba? They didn't even move.
So, so what are you suggesting? That kailangan na lang na, yun nga, babaan na lang yung points? Or, but then again, if you think about it, hindi ba mapapagod masyado yung teams kung masyadong mababa yung points? They have to join every single tournament. Kasi kailangan nilang maghabol dun sa pointing system natin.
I mean, if it were me, again, this is for next year, obviously. We can no longer solve this now, diba? Or at least this is what we have right now. Teams are just taking advantage of the system right now, and that's fine. That's fine. That's what you do in a competition. You play by the rules. You take advantage of the rules, and then you make it work for you.
Yeah.
That's fine right now. If I were to change it, I would lower or scale the points. Tulad na sabi ni Ren, I completely agree with that. I would lower the points a little bit more, scale it down, scale it appropriately, make sure that the majors feel actually like majors, minors feel like minors. Right? I would do it that way. I would add other roster situations. For example, I don't think locking your rosters in January for a tournament in August is so good, right? I would incentivize teams to be able to pick which events. Kasi tama ka, yes, burnout. Pero that's something that the teams can manage, can mitigate. Again, CSGO is able to do it. And CSGO, I think, has a little bit of an edge when it comes to tournament formats compared to us. Of course, that's also medyo ano yun eh. That's also that's also an effect of just how their game is compared to ours. Pero that's where I would start.
Okay. So, yun na. Narinig na natin yung parang opinion nila about sa ating DPC or para sa ating pointing system. So, medyo mahirap nga naman. Like what you guys say na kung yung Virtus Pro securing a spot already na hindi na natin sila makikita, magpapahinga na yun. Kasi,
Do you think they're not going to... Do you think they're going to try still? Or?
Well, for the next 2 minors, they're not
for-
participating in it. And for the next major, they're already invited.
Mm.
So after that, yung tatlo na yun, meron pang 4 na majors. And there's not a lot of details pa regarding that.
Pero it
I-
doesn't bother you na baka they don't try.
No, not really.
I mean, they kind of deserve it. Alright,
It's not
but
like have a guy
anyway.
na may history ng throwing.
Sabagay. It's not like they have a guy
It's
has a
not like they
history of
have a guy.
throwing. Tama.
Anyways, so there you guys have it para sa ating second topic. We will have more, ayan, after ng short break natin. So once again, I am Ish, you guys are watching The Duel. We will be right back after a short break.